So a few months ago, I covered a game that a lot of you guys were really excited to see more of, and that's a game called Project Wraith, being made by Grassroots Studio. Now, the main developer is somebody who has been a part of my community for a long time. Big shout out to Roger. Him and his team have created a fast-paced multiplayer game in which they're touting, no-nonsense infantry FPS. The game just went onto Kickstarter today, and we're going to go through it all here in this video. If you guys like the video, leave a like on it, subscribe for more content, and just letting you guys know, starting tomorrow, I am going to be streaming on YouTube 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. If you guys could come through, chill with the community, and we can see some real growth with this live streaming thing that I've been doing for a long time over on Twitch, but I just kind of want to bring everything in to the YouTube ecosystem. So Project Wraith, alongside this Kickstarter launch, has given me exclusive access to their demo, in which it's basically showing off the gunsmith system as well as a firing range, so you can kind of get used to some of the mechanics. This demo isn't available for anybody else right now besides me and this channel, and I gotta say, it's actually pretty well done for a pre-alpha build. We're going to go through the Kickstarter. I'm going to leave the gameplay kind of run in the background. Again, it's nothing but a firing range, but you guys can see, again, some of the gunsmith systems, and you can see how much of the weapon customization is actually available in the game. You'll also notice one of the tags you can put on a weapon is my logo, which I think is actually pretty cool. So on the Kickstarter, they're asking for 40,000 British pounds, which works out to be about $55,000 US, works out to around 69,000 Canadian, and there's about 24 days to go on this project. So going through there, they're talking about the story. Project Wraith is basically a fast-paced, no-nonsense experience that seeks to do away with frustrating gameplay design choices of some modern titles. We want our players to play the objective and have a blast doing it. No overpowered kill streaks or items. Your skill and weapon choice will shape your experience. Our focus is on fluid controls and gameplay, easy to learn but hard to master, and they say mistakes will be punished. There's going to be ranked matchmaking, faction wars, tournaments, and our final goal, they want to create a place to call home. Regardless of player skill or whether they're interested in casual or competitive playstyles, they're letting the players decide how to enjoy Project Wraith, and they're also going to allow us to host our own servers, create communities with complete autonomy. If we want to do snipers only or 5v5 competitive modes, we can host it. They're also touting no skill-based matchmaking. They're saying that your connection comes first. It goes into the factions and lore a little bit on this Kickstarter. Basically, there's two main factions, the Volga Battalion and Aegis. Each faction is unique with access to a wide variety of firearms with authentic voice acting. We want players to feel as if they're fighting an intense war. Nothing is ever black or white. So going through that, you can read the lore for yourself. I'm not as much focused on the faction lore as I am with the gameplay. These guys are touting no nonsense. Let's talk about it. I went through their firing range a couple dozen times with a couple of different weapons, and I have to say, for a pre-alpha build of an FPS, this game actually feels pretty solid. It's not Call of Duty Modern Warfare levels of solid. The animations are a little bit janky when it comes to recoil, but this is a lot better than a lot of other games that I've covered on the channel in the past. Being able to customize your weapons, kind of rip through, the character does feel grounded. Shooting with different scopes feels nice. I actually like what they're doing here, and to be honest with you, they're not actually asking for much when it comes to what they need. The game is actually really far in development. From what I see at this point, they really just need content. They need to start adding maps and game modes and stuff like that. The core FPS gunplay is actually pretty good. Their monetization is something that I also want to praise these guys on. They say there's no pay to win ever. There will be no battle pass, no season pass. You purchasing the game is your pass to all the content there is. They say they will offer support with cosmetic skins and purchases, but you never have to. They say that your experience is a #1 priority. They're a bunch of gamers that have a passion for game making and sharing stories, not suits in a boardroom trying to figure out how to extract every penny from your wallet for that really cool pink shiny skin. I will say that this is feeling a lot like old NWI. a bunch of passionate FPS players and modders and developers coming together to create something really, really cool. They say that this isn't your typical AAA franchise. It's a humble indie project, again, made by, they say it on their Kickstarter, passionate FPS players who want to create a home for those who are frustrated by these yearly rehashes. New maps and weapons will always be free. We will always be transparent with the community. They've proven this with a completely free of charge public Steam demo that you guys at the time of releasing this video can now go check out. Literally go to the Kickstarter link down below and you can play it. This is the kind of shit that I champion. This is the kind of monetization and mindset that I feel a lot of developers need to have, especially going to Kickstarter. You need to be able to show that you have the talent, that you have the ability to create and do the things that you say you're going to do. And the craziest thing about this whole project is I saw their first dev blog they put out a few years ago when they first wanted to like develop Project Wraith. And I said before, they actually name dropped myself and Blue Drake in the trailer, saying that they listen to guys like us and realize that this is the shit that they need to do. No aggressive pay to win monetization. Just make a fucking game, make it good, and people will play it. Their stretch goals are listed on there as well. Basically, the first 40,000 pounds is going to allow them to finish all the core work on the game, such as an animation overhaul, which is something that I said needs to happen, audio improvements, and gameplay improvements. When you go into their stretch goals further on, they're adding a basic rank system with elo and matchmaking and offering some prize cups for the competitive-oriented players. They also want to add a massive burst of content to their March 2022 release. And when I hear something like this in March 2022, again, this demo is all about just running through a firing range. I don't know how many maps are in the game. I don't know how many modes. I don't know if March 2022 is something that is viable when we just talked about a game like 9 to 5 that has some of that stuff already being showcased, and I felt like it was still too early to call. I don't know if March 2022 is going to be a thing, but I definitely am anxious to get into the game. If you back at the cheapest reward, which is $32 Canadian, around $26 US, you do get access to the exclusive alpha, which is happening in November, a Steam code for Project Wraith, and apparently a unique backer skin as well. So it kind of gives some insight as to the development process kind of moving forward from now. Alpha in November. My guess, just hearing that, tells me that their launch, Steam code in March 2022 is probably going to be early access. Could be wrong about that, but this is looking like a solid Kickstarter project. Now, we watched the trailer live on stream earlier today, and the developers were in chat, and I told them the trailer itself didn't show any sort of gameplay, didn't really give any insight as to what the game is. Them talking about fast-paced multiplayer, no-nonsense infantry FPS. That could mean 1,000 different things. I urge them to update the trailer and show off what the game is, what kind of modes are going to be in there at launch, what modes are in there now. You know what I mean? Just more details about the game itself. The fact that we have a Steam demo is really, really cool, but I think they need to be a bit more clearer on their Kickstarter messaging. That being said, I am going to be backing this project. I've known Roger for a long time. I've seen what these guys can do already. They're a UK-based studio with 12 people, and they're fucking killing it. When you go and look at their Steam page, it gives a little bit more detail and insight into what the game is going to feature. So there's a large variety of exotic weapons and attachments to choose from. And you guys can see here when I did a run with the pistol, the reloads are a little bit like floaty, like he kind of lifts the magazine out and kind of like slams it away with like this telekinetic power. As we saw in earlier videos, these Wraiths do have this special ability. Again, we don't really know how that's going to implement into actual game modes, but we do know that they got some really cool kind of reload animations at the ready. We saw them in earlier trailers. They say the game has beautiful, well-optimized maps with plenty of cover. I'm already planning with this developer to showcase the map at another date, and I'd like to set up a Q&A as well. So if you guys have any questions about this project, leave them down below in the comment section, and then we can take those questions and bang out a really transparent Q&A. They have realistic damage models. They say drop people quickly, no tanking, which That sounds great to me. Solid netcode running up at 90 tick rate, immersive, easy to pinpoint sound design, good variety of game modes, and ability to host custom servers. There is zero pay to win or aggressive anti-player monetization. My honest opinion about this project is I'm liking the way it's looking. There are some animations on like letting the M4 kind of full auto buck. The animations look a little janky, a little not smooth. They need to be cleaned up. I know the game is in pre-alpha, and right now you guys can go download the demo. This is kind of like a labor of love. It was a love letter to my community, throwing my logo in there and just basically shouting us out very, very early on and making a game basically built for my people. I also know a lot of people hate fucking Kickstarters, and I totally understand that as well. Again, early on in development here, I didn't realize they were going to be going to Kickstarter. I don't know how it's going to work out for them. I would urge you guys to go check it out, play the demo for yourself, and let them know. Join up on their Discord. I'm going to have all of these links down below if you guys do want to get involved. But I'm liking what I'm seeing right now from what's in the game and what you can do and the gunplay and the movement, where it's at now versus how much they're asking. I can see this becoming a thing. If they're scrappy enough with this money, they could pull something off that's actually really, really sweet. The links are down below if you guys do want to check them out, and if you do choose to support, that's dope, and I really do wish these guys the best. I'm going to be backing today. I'm not sure what tier. I know they're giving away some goodies for like in-game items and like Easter eggs if you do support at higher tiers. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I do know with this video, putting it out, it's going to be getting a lot of eyes on it, and I hope it drives some traffic over to their social medias, their Discords, their YouTube, and kind of everything in between. So appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for clicking on the video. Leave a like on it if you enjoyed. Shout out to the 237,000 subs. Yeah, we just hit it this morning. We're growing like crazy. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you on the next one.